what is fraud? So fraud is defined as wrongful or criminal deception intending to result in financial or personal gain, most often in the form of loss of funds, online or email scams, or also identity theft. While though rare, we find that within our school market, online giving pages are sometimes the most susceptible to fraud. This is because they're usually hosted on an open page that anyone can access. They don't require a login or much time to register, and fraudsters often or sometimes may use these sites to test cards, meaning that they will submit small dollar amounts to validate cards or possibly run a larger transaction scam. This doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't do an online giving page, but just that it can be sometimes fall victim and should be monitored. In either case, though, fraud can be costly. Each transaction has a processing rate as well as an authorization fee, and when these computers are used to test cards, they can test a different card every second until caught. We at Diamond Mine have seen fraudsters test up to 3,000 test transactions in one day and dollar amounts as large as $9,000. And as you can know, that can get really costly. Most of our schools can't afford to lose money like that, certainly not on donations or giving accounts. And on occasion, we've seen these fees for processing come up to almost $1,000 even. When fraud occurs on your merchant services account, lack of detection can lead also to chargebacks. So again, it's very important that you monitor your accounts. Increased number of chargebacks may change your processing rate depending on the number of occurrences. So we're going to share with you some preventative and proactive steps that you can take to protect your account. So looking for those warning signs and knowing what they are. So first off, what are the warning signs? First-time shoppers or unrecognized payers can sometimes be a red flag. The names are often odd or gibberish. They don't make sense. You want to think about the payment and think about, does this make sense to me? Do I understand it? Are they an alumni of the school? Are they a current parent or guardian? And if not, then who are they and how are they affiliated with your school? Certainly if they're making a donation. You also might be cautious of larger than normal orders, perhaps on your bookstores or your school stores. Is the transaction much higher than normal donation or normal activity? You also would want to be guarded against orders that include several of the same items, orders from the internet addresses, making use of free services. We see often that these are coming from Hotmail or Yahoo currently. You also want to pay attention to the address. The ship-to address being an international is a little bit of a red flag. And then also, again, does it make sense? Do they list Hollywood, California as their billing city and state, but then they have a Tennessee zip code? Another thing you want to watch for is multiple purchases on the same day, as that could be a sign of testing. And then look out as well for email scams asking you to send money.